this. Yes. Okay, so hi folks. Thank you so much for streaming. This sixth episode of Yumio to Ohanashi, we have a non-American guest from Finland, the author of the novel Harmsleave, Mika Paananen, joins here today. Thanks for your time, Mika. And can you briefly introduce yourself?
I'm a retired test and systems engineer. I live in town of Salo in southwestern Finland.
Southwestern Finland, I see.
Yes.
Can you tell me more?
Well, I'm married with one child, one kiddo who doesn't live at home anymore, and we have a cat.
Cat, I see. What is your cat's name?
Assa in Finnish, but it's Ace.
Ace, I see. Okay, Mika, since you live in Finland, I have one question about Finland.
Okay.
Is Finland the country of knitting and heavy metal?
Well, I would say it seems so. There is the old joke about forest rangers having to collect the metal bands when they are having these photographing sessions deep in the woods, and they can't find out from there.
I see. And earlier you said that you know the band Stratovarius is a singer. So
yes, but it's a long time since I last met with him.
I see. So he was your friend or schoolmate, or?
Yes.
I see. That is very interesting. You had a connection with the metal bands, very famous Finnish metal band singer. I see. Okay. And first of all, can you share your latest accomplishment or your temporary goal that you would like to reach?
Well, it's simple. My latest accomplishment is publishing the Harmsleave novel.
Publishing,
Yes.
I see. And when did you compose your demo version of this novel?
Sorry?
A demo version, like a first draft. When did you compose?
That's 9 years ago.
9 years. I see.
Yeah, because it was hibernating. I opened it now and then, and back in 2020, I decided that okay, I must make something out of this.
I see. So can you describe your novel more, such as the genre or character or story?
Well, it's an alternative history adventure. There's science fiction, there's steampunk.
Steampunk,
and it's 1896.
1896.
And the location is equatorial jungle coast. This young female naval officer becomes a castaway in that coast, and he ends up in this missionary nunnery, which has a special relationship with the local native tribe, and these two give her a mission of protecting that coast against the bloodthirsty slaver raiders.
I see, and
so she gets back to the sea. She loves the ocean. Let's say that in dry ground, she's like fish out of water. She's confused and clumsy, but out in the ocean, she knows what she does.
I see. And you've said just one volume, or how many volumes?
Just this one volume. I have a draft of the second part, but I have not been writing lately.
I see. That sounds very promising and interesting. So when did you discover the joy of writing?
Already in my teens. I found my joy of writing already in my teens, and I really wanted to write. I started many short stories, but never finished them. And I might have sent one to a competition, but I think I mailed it too late. Then I was going to be a journalist, so I can continue with writing. But when I was an intern in a news desk, I found out that it was not my department because it's hectic, and you have to be a little bit more selfish because you're a lone wolf, kind of.
Yes, people have various type of lives, and yes, when I interviewed American people, yes, those American writers they start writing from their teens too. This is very different from Japanese people. Japanese people in teens, we don't have so many people who wants to write a novel because we don't know where to write. So this is very interesting. I see. And do you read more or write more?
I definitely read more because my writing is kind of hibernating at the moment, and I don't know when I will continue, but I have that draft for the second volume.
I see. So that sounds great. And how about are you a pantser, plotter, or prancer?
I am a planter. First, I create a frame for a story. Then the first lines, I have to decide how do I start it. But after that, I'm a pantser. I'm a pantser. It just flows out of here and flows until it stops. Then I go back plotting, and it's kind of a cycle.
I see. Yes, I'm kind of the person who writes the first 3 page and last 3 page. Then I start writing. It's kind of the like a Stephen King style. Like you nail the opening and ending, then you kind of start writing. That's my style. I see. I see. When composing an action sequence, do you first image in your brain to visualize, or toss words randomly on a blank page and start writing? Or do you have your own ways to compose the sequence?
I visualize everything. It's like a movie rolling in front of my eyes. I even have some fitting background music. It's classical from movies or even from video games. Video games nowadays have very great music. And once the action starts, I can spend 2 hours without noticing my environment at all. I'm kind of a trance-like state.
Yes, I do the same. Yes.
So I wake up after 2 hours and I look at what I have written and I tell myself, wow.
I see. Yes, yeah. Once we visualize and we have to write in English language, and that's kind of difficult. I see. And any favorite Japanese anime or manga?
On the anime side, Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli, definitely.
Ghibli.
I love all the Studio Ghibli's films.
I see. So,
it's a magnificent imagination.
Any the best ones?
I can't tell other than from Studio Ghibli.
Just within Studio Ghibli, which one do you watch the most?
Kiki's delivery service.
Kiki's delivery,
It's very nice, and of course, because I like old airplanes, the wind rises.
Oh yes, you on your tweet you often refer those old airplanes and those military things. I see that that's pretty much a persuasive reason, because not so many people in Japan like wind rises because the theme is too heavy for them.
And, yes, I understand definitely that, but I understand that Hayao Miyazaki's father was designing this Mitsubishi fighter.
Yes, and also Miyazaki is a big fan of Saint-Exupéry, the Russian writer, and he's a Fly By Night, I think. Fly By Night, I forgot the title, but it's the novel about airplanes. So that's why Miyazaki loves those kind of sky things.
Oh yes,
I see. And what are your hobbies other than reading and writing?
Oh, I forgot to tell manga.
Yes, please, yes.
Manga, that's definitely 2001 Nights by YUKInobu Hoshino.
YUKInobu Hoshino.
Short stories about humankind conquering the space or going out deep to the space, and they find out it's a very cruel and cold place, but there is always hope. I like those stories.
I see. Yes, Hoshino Nobuyuki is kind of not very popular in Japan, but the Space Brothers is pretty popular in Japan when considering those space and the space shuttle and the space. Yes. Have you read the Space Brothers, which you killed, right?
No, sorry, no.
I see, I see. Probably that is the most popular one in Japan. So I hope the people can get the attention of Hoshino Nobuyuki. I think he's great author too. I see. And what is your hobbies other than reading and writing?
Reading history, hiking in the forests,
hiking in the forest.
occasional astrophotography. I have a telescope with the camera attached.
I see. So you use those analog camera?
No, it's digital. It's digital camera. Yeah.
Digital. I see. I see. Yeah. I see. Photography. That is very interesting. Yes. Yeah. It's a silly question, but what is your favorite food?
Well, there are actually two. There are burritos and spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese, and you said burrito?
Yes, burritos.
I see, spaghetti bolognese. I like spaghetti Napolitan, which is a kind of originally made in Japan. Have you ever heard of spaghetti Napolitan?
Yes, actually, I have made it. I have prepared it sometimes, but I can't remember what were the parts of it.
I see, I see. And when you feel the stress and pressure, how do you cope with those daily stress or pressure?
I cope with daily stress and pressure by telling myself, look at you, take a good look at you now, preferably in front of a mirror. It's like counting to 10, but it's more effective.
I see, I see. So you're trying to take a look at yourself. And that is pretty encouraging. Yes, we always face a daily stress and we have to cope with it. And sometimes for me, cooking can be a good source of releasing my stress. Yeah, cooking. I cook every day. Cook every day for my wife, even lunch and dinner. I see. So we kind of are running out of time. So let's wrap up. Any message to those watching this interview?
For the creative people, my message is the same I told in my previous chat. Take backups. Always take backups.
Yes, because we never know that file is going to corrupt or the hard disk is going to crash, or computer is going to break down. So I use USB, a very small one, to have as a backup for those documents.
It's a USB stick. USB stick.
Yes, a USB stick is always great, and the USB hard drive too. Okay, so finally, what is the most encouraging phrase that you recite when you want to pump up your motivation or crawl out from rock bottom?
It's from my favorite movie, The Battle of Britain. Lots of airplanes, naturally. Yes. Michael Caine is in his fighter plane and he responds to a radio call that I can't imitate him really, but Roger, here we go, attacking now. And he says with his own inimitable style, it's very encouraging.
I see. Yes, yes, I interviewed the 5 or 6 writers so far, but they often come up with very creative phrase or the words that they kind of encourage themselves. Okay, so thank you very much, Mika. His book is called Harmsleave. So folks, if you're interested, please pick his work and follow his account, and truly appreciate your participation in this segment, Mika. So wish you great success and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.